It all began with a heartfelt concern for the elderly.
It was back in the late 1950s, and a little old lady came in and asked to see me. Her name was Miss Maggie Bruce, and she told me that she realized that she was getting older, and she didn't know what she needed to do to take care of herself in her old age. And I said, Miss Maggie, it is obvious that we'll have to see about getting you into a nursing home of some sort where you can be taken care of. And she said, well, if that's the way it is, that's the way it is. I did not see her then for maybe another 2 or 3 years when she contacted me and she said the time has come. So I located a nursing home out at the foot of Lookout Mountain, run by a nice lady. But frankly, it was a horrible place. There were people stacked in there like cordwood, and the air stank with the smell of it, and it was awful. But I took her out there and got her there, and she told me then, she said, you've got to do something. I said, what's that? She said, you've got to find out how to build a nursing home for people here in Chattanooga that would be a nicer place.
In 1960, that concern prompted talk of a new place where seniors could receive personalized professional care. The vision for what would later become St. Barnabas was first presented on November 8, 1960, at a public meeting at St. Paul's Episcopal Church. Moderated by the Reverend John Bonner II, Dr. Bonner presented need for a downtown nursing home, noting that at that time there were very few options for those whose golden years had become tarnished by deteriorating physical and mental capabilities. Fueled by more than 150 people who came to that first meeting, the journey toward a home operated from the heart was born. With a pledge of support from the Ben Wood Foundation along with prominent Chattanooga civic leadership, the project moved forward. But many challenges had to be carefully considered, such as financing requirements for such a costly project, finding the right location, determining what services would be provided, and identifying the necessary incorporations. All of these issues were addressed by a 9-member planning and consulting committee co-chaired by Alex Gary Jr. and Jack Chambliss. Committee members referred to the undertaking by several names before St. Barnabas Nursing Home and Apartments was chosen. Named after the patron saint of the elderly and infirm, it was decided that the home would be open to all elderly people, regardless of race or church affiliation, and that no admission fee would be required. With the favor of then Chattanooga Mayor Old Johnny, the Episcopal Commission purchased land on the corner of West 6th and Pine Streets for $150,000 from the Chattanooga Housing Authority. A long-awaited groundbreaking ceremony was held on April 23, 1964. Numerous church, business, and government leaders were on hand for the celebration, which included a procession down Pine Street. The next month, construction began on the nursing home. In November, the building process got underway for the apartment building. Senior care in Chattanooga celebrated a new oasis on September 15, 1965, with a grand dedication of a new 4-story nursing home that included a blessing of the building and all who would call it home. The next day, St. Barnabas opened its doors to the public and became home to 16 people.
My mother and dad wanted to move in the minute it was open, and they got there as soon as they could. I got acquainted with all of the nurses, all the aides, all the patients. It was really almost like a family. From the very beginning, St. Barnabas to me has seemed like home.
It was the following September when the apartment building became a functioning partner to the nursing home. Retired Miller Brothers executive I.C. Sieving and his wife became the first residents, and word began to spread of the gracious living available on the corner of 6th and Pine. St. Barnabas represented the cutting edge in the evolving concept of nursing home care and demonstrated that same growth in the apartments with the introduction of companion care in April of 1967. This unique service featured 24-hour assistance to fourth-floor residents and prequelled today's assisted living by more than 2 decades. The nursing home staff provided additional care. These multiple levels of care and capability to move back and forth between buildings as needed have added to the convenience and comfort of life for residents and patients.
During the entire existence of St. Barnabas, my close friend William G. Rowell has been an important part of it. We got him to write a purpose for St. Barnabas, and it goes as follows. It's the goal of St. Barnabas to preserve as much as possible of the independence of every patient and resident for as long as possible. The old age of every person is in some degree different from every other. We try to provide what each person needs and wants. St. Barnabas is a little city where more than 200 people live their lives. To them, it is home, and hardly less to our 100 full-time employees. And that's what he wrote, and that's what is true.
Caring for others is at the heart of the daily mission of St. Barnabas. The staff and dedicated volunteers provide priceless acts of service to our residents. From administering medication and creating a memorable dining experience to calling bingo and sharing an afternoon at the apartment Rocker Lounge, the heartbeat of community is all around us. Fellowship and celebrations abound, not only in elaborate events, but also in the simplicity of a loving smile or embrace. St. Barnabas strives to celebrate life. Over the years, countless individuals committed to donating their time to others organized the Volunteer Guild. Both membership and hours of service have grown. The buildings themselves have continued to evolve as well to meet the needs of the community. The additions of activity space, a roof garden terrace, a chapel for worship, beauty shop, and a resident-run commissary, which has made grocery needs easily accessible for residents, have all promoted the community spirit that extends beyond health care and housing. An unwavering commitment to the spiritual needs has been evident through the roles of many chaplains who have served St. Barnabas. Maintaining a broad ecumenical focus, not restricted to denominational background, has strengthened the vision for ministry born 40 years ago. Chapel services, Bible studies, support groups, and the involvement of various Chattanooga churches have contributed to ministering to the hearts of so many within the walls of St. Barnabas.
Well, I've always gone to church on Sunday, so I feel very lucky to have the chapel that we can participate in. They have a real nice, friendly staff. Everybody's nice.
Just as the early vision created new models of care and living environments for Chattanooga, so too is the St. Barnabas vision for the future. A new dream is being realized through a unique blending of services with Siskin Hospital for Physical Rehabilitation. This strategic partnership will result in the construction of a new 108-bed nursing home on the hospital's campus. The project will be located atop the front parking lot and will be connected directly to the hospital. The connection will facilitate shared therapy, dietary, and other support services while providing nursing care in a state-of-the-art healthcare facility. There is currently no other such partnership in the United States. Designed by River Street Architecture and complete with centralized nurses stations, spacious resident rooms equipped with shower facilities and walk-in closets, a family meeting space, chapel, day spa, and elevated roof garden, this new home will help the current 87-bed facility transition to a new era in healthcare. But don't think the historical site where St. Barnabas began will become a place of the past. It too is in store for exciting changes. The existing nursing home building will undergo reconstruction inside to provide 36 assisted living apartments and a residential hospice. The apartment building will also receive a facelift with plans to cover cinder block walls with drywall, add custom cabinetry, and sit-down showers. Both buildings will share a reception area and ground floor access to an enlarged commissary, chapel, library, and beauty shop. The dining room will also provide sit-down restaurant-style dining and a la carte selections for the convenience of the residents. The 40-year journey has been a blessed one, made brighter through the collective heartbeats of those who've served and those we've had the privilege of serving. As we look back and recognize the significance of our history, it's with great excitement that we anticipate the next 40 years as we continue the journey. May we follow those behind us as we serve with faith, dedication, integrity, and most of all, with love. A love committed to touching the hearts of all those who call us home.